Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we just went to our first convention.
Cut to the B-roll!
I miss it already.
Understatement of the year, and it's December, so that means a lot.
I'm also so tired.
Yeah, I am pretty tired.
It's very worth it, but I'm exhausted.
Today is the shortest day of the year, though, so maybe that has something to do with it. Well, okay, so we just went to our first convention, our very first convention.
PAX U.
Exactly. And we wanted to do a recap. We wanted to talk about what our expectations were going in. Did those expectations get met? Were they exceeded? Did they not get met? You know, that kind of stuff. But we also wanted to talk about what we got up to while we were there. What kind of events we went to, what kind of games we got to play, the people that we got to meet, and, of course, wrap it up with our top 3 highlights of the weekend.
Well, why don't we start off with some of our expectations? Do you want to kick it off?
I sure do. I don't think I really had expectations going into this.
None?
Though. No, because I was so anxious. I had pictured this huge convention hall, and rightfully so, with a bunch of people in it. And then I remembered that A, we haven't traveled in over 2 years. That B, we've basically locked ourselves in our house for the last 2 years and only had the dogs and a small cohort that we've been able to hang out with. Yeah. So like my head was just trying to wrap itself around the fact that we were going to be in a convention hall with thousands of people.
I don't know, that sounds like expectations to me.
But I didn't have any expectations of the actual convention.
It's just people.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah. And then it wasn't until we got on the plane, which is a whole story in itself, that I finally felt a little bit more relaxed to then start making expectations about what was going to happen at the weekend.
That's fair. I think for me, I did not have a lot of idea of what to expect. I've heard a lot of things, heard a lot of rumblings, but I think my fear was that we would get there and we'd like say hi to everybody, but we wouldn't really know who to hang out with. We wouldn't really know who to play games with, and we'd kind of be like the outsiders looking in, hoping that somebody plays games with us and chats with us and hangs out with us. But little did I know I would be very wrong.
Very, very wrong. Very wrong. But we also have to preface that with, we've been doing content creation specifically only for like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the people, everybody that we have met in the board game community has been virtual experiences. Sometimes we get the opportunity to go on a Twitch stream or like video call with people, but other times we just talk with them through Twitter, through Instagram, through any kind of messaging system. So it was almost like a questionable little like chaos ball about what might actually happen when we meet everybody.
Yes. Well, let's do a quick overview, very rapid fire. Take it day by day from when we first got there to when we left.
Okay,
Let's
day
kick it off
1.
with Wednesday, our flight day. This was the iciest day in Edmonton. We had freezing rain overnight. We left.
Let's not complain about it too much, though.
We left at 5 a.m. and we did not think we were going to make it to the airport because we were literally just...
It was brutal. It was like 100 kilometers an hour, like highway driving, but I had to drive like 50 kilometers an hour, and even then I did not feel that safe on the road.
The planes and the protocols are really good. We got there fairly safe. We got a little bit delayed, primarily because of the ice, because I think our catering van at one point fell off the road.
And then something with a FedEx
Another plane fell off the runway. Yeah. So ice is not great when it comes to travel. That's the
As far as we know, though, nobody was hurt in the process, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Well, when we got there a little bit later, and we were greeted with Philly cheesesteak. So huge shout out to Jazz from the Lobby of Hobbies what a wonderful human being. He gave us the first experience of that Philly cheesesteak, and boy, oh boy, was it good.
Yeah, very, very generous of Jazz. And then on top of that, because Jazz wasn't actually around the area at the time, he had given them to Foster the Meeple. And
Jeff and Jamie.
Yeah, we were fortunate to meet them almost immediately.
They were the first people we met from the board game world in person.
Yeah, which seems very appropriate because they are Canadian and we are Canadian, and yeah.
And they're now our best friends. But we had that awkward, like, hello, we have cheesesteaks for you. We're like, hello, hope you had good 2 days.
Can I give you a hug? So then, right after that, we decided that we wanted to go meet Benita, Amanda, and Eric, and I believe somebody else
There's some more
there
folks
right away.
there.
But,
There's a
yeah.
lot of folks.
But we decided to go over to their hotel, which was just around the block, and we were greeted by so many wonderful people. It was fantastic. But the plan there was to actually just play like a couple of games of Jackbox, leave relatively early, get settled, get some rest, make sure we were prepped for the weekend. Then what ended up happening was we would be ready to leave, and then somebody new would show up. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to meet you, blah, blah, blah,
It was a
blah,
cycle.
blah. Yeah, and it just continued like this until like midnight or 1 or something like that. But that was the extent of our Wednesday night.
So Thursday was our sightseeing day and kind of getting ready day. So we got our badges, we got some delicious food at the Reading Terminal right nearby. And then we got to see the Independence Hall and the
Liberty Bell
with some folks. And that was absolutely wonderful. And again, huge shout out to Jazz because he lives near the area and he kind of organized all that for us, which was super, super nice.
Also, don't forget about Larry, the amazing tour guide.
Yes, you can't go wrong with Larry. So then we came back to the hotel room, we played some games with Jeff and Jamie and got to know them more, which was our little bonding moment, and that was a lot of fun.
Blossomed into this wonderful friendship that we have right now.
So then that was also the night of the Mixer, where there was a lot of designers, publishers, content creators that we just got to meet all at once, which was really overwhelming, but really fantastic.
Overwhelming is an understatement. I think I'm going to say that continuously throughout this video.
But it was wonderful just to kind of say hi to all these people that we've been talking to, and we've met probably near 100 people that we've connected with over that evening, so it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a little bit stressful. It reminded me of like a networking night for when I was in business school, except much easier to do the talking.
We know you.
Yes.
They know us. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. It was a little difficult because we all had to be masked, of course, but because of that, sometimes it was hard to notice who you were
like
initially saying hi to. Yeah. So we had to like try and sneak a look at the name tag that we were wearing, and
I also really appreciated they had like name tags and stickers for like if you want hugs, if you need to ask if there were no touch, which was everyone really respected, and I really appreciated that from the event as well. So then we were quite overwhelmed, so huge thanks to Randy and Risa and Monique and Naveen, because we went out for dessert and it just felt like we just relaxed a little bit because there was just so much overwhelming feelings. Yes. And we talked about dogs, our pets, and life, and just hung out as people, which was great. It's a lot of names, so we're gonna like just.
If we forget you, we have not forgotten you, first of all.
But then we got to our hotel, we played some more games late into the night, which was fantastic because it was the night before the con.
Yeah, we played this
and then
Fuji Flush, which is out of print. You can get it on eBay, I guess, but it was a lot of fun. We played it at like max.
It's a really
player
good player because you can play with 10 people. And that was
really cool.
So then Friday. So this was the first day of the convention.
Holy moly, here we go.
I think it was a really good day. I think the hall opened. We got our Lost Ruins of Arnax expansion because that's what we wanted. Yep. Then we had a lot of meetings with publishers and folks that we've been emailing, just getting to know people, also seeing how we can kind of excel in this content creation world and potentially partner and collaborate with some people, but also get to know about some of the upcoming new releases that are coming up, which was really good. It was very back and forth. We were very tired by the end of it.
Yes.
But then we went for a very nice dinner and met Rose Gauntlet, Isaac and Lindsay.
Oh yeah.
Which was fantastic. They've been, we absolutely love Keystone. We've been able to play that game and we really formed this budding friendship online with them.
They have beautiful merch that I am patiently waiting to get.
Oh my goodness.
I have the tracking notification, and they're coming, and they're beautiful. So
I'm just gonna show them right here.
Yeah, we should just show them because they're beautiful.
And they were sported them the whole weekend. So every time I sound like
Team Green.
Well, and then we came back, and then there were some more games at the convention hall. We got to try some old games in classic cardboard. Then we got to teach some games as well.
Yep.
We taught a lot of Riverside.
Well, hold on. Let's not forget. Let's backtrack. You're zooming through the day.
We have a lot of stuff to
I haven't even said anything. Okay. So basically, like what happened during the day is I think we slammed our Friday full of all the publisher meetings. But I just want to reiterate that we didn't know any of these people like in person. So like a lot of the interactions with some of the publishers have been either via Twitter or like emailing in a more professional sense. So it was nice to sit down with these folks that we had been chatting with to actually just like get to know them a little bit. Just the people that we had run into, it was just like so surreal.
Yeah.
So surreal.
So it kind of takes us kind of being here, just talking to a camera, to actually these real friendships and relationships.
Well, and not only that, like to know that the work that we're doing, obviously we do this for fun, but to know that like people are enjoying it and people are appreciating it and like they see our efforts, it was like very validating to know that like we're doing something we enjoy and it's paying off.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say about Friday. We can go into the Friday evening with the dinner because that was amazing, and classic cardboard where we got to play some habit games.
And then we just got to play a lot of games that evening. Yeah. We taught Doodle Dash and Riverside in the first look section. Also, the first look section is my favorite section of PAX because essentially like all these games are up and coming but not quite out yet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that some of them we knew, some of them we didn't, so we try to play as many.
Or we heard like rumors about. Arguably, I could stay in the first look section the whole weekend.
Oh.
I could, but obviously there's more to do than that.
That's true. So then Saturday came, and Saturday was more of a...
Saturday was amazing.
Less meeting heavy day. We had a lot of games planned with folks. So we played Cape May with Christina and Rob from Blue Peg, Pink Peg, which was wonderful.
The closest game I've ever played in any kind of
spread.
games.
We were all so close.
Yeah, it was
and we weren't till later on, so that was really fun.
Yeah, it was right up till the end, and it was like 64, 63, 62, 61. It's like, what?
And this was the day we got to demo quite a few games, got to prototype, look at some of the prototypes.
Calliope Game was kind enough to show us some up-and-coming games.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, we played
we got to play Tigris and I always say this wrong.
Tigris
and Euphrates. Anyways, we got to play that with Reina and Phil from 1 Minute Board Game.
That was really fun.
And that was amazing.
Phil is an amazing teacher when it comes to board games.
Yeah, and also meeting those two people was very, very, very amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to share a first game experience with them. So.
Yeah, because it was their first game too. We went for lunch with Monique and Naveen, and we met our family plays games in like the media room.
Yes.
And that was so much fun because we just got to connect, and we love making Starla and Grant. So
it was actually pretty funny because like I think me and Ilya talked about this afterwards, but Mick came up to us and he was like essentially asking us why we weren't saying hi to him.
They were just like awkwardly like eating in the media room.
And we were like fangirling in the corner and I think what ended up happening is like we didn't know if we were at that point of being like, hey, how's it going?
That's true. Yeah.
So like we had this weird blip, I guess we could call it. But as soon as Mick said that, we were just like, yep, let's go for it. And
had a great chat. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
And then that evening we had Rose Gauntlet actually brought everybody together for a big gay dinner and brought a ton of LGBTQ plus members from all across the industry, and it was so wonderful to connect.
We love representation.
Yes, and that was one of the best evenings. It was just like, I remember sitting there and I'm just like, I belong here. I felt so welcome and I just felt so much love, and it was just amazing. Yeah. So
the almost immediate connection that we had with basically everybody that we met was just like we've been friends for so much longer than
like a big
just
reunion.
This weekend. Yeah, it felt so good, and yeah.
And then there was a big charity board gamer meetup that Chris put on, and it was so wonderful to see so many people, but it was so hot in that room.
So hot, but yeah.
So we ended up going to the back to the hall, and we played a lot of games there, and it was just a wonderful way to end off our Saturday night.
Yeah, and we got to meet a couple of people that we...
Lots of people.
A lot of people that we hadn't met yet. So that was really nice. And yeah, it was just so nice to get to chat with everybody, play games, and just like enjoy our Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then it was Sunday.
Sad. The last day of the convention.
I think this was a day where we tried to see everything that we could get to see and try to say hi to the people that we didn't have the opportunity to say hi to. So it was kind of like finishing off all the loose ends. Still got to play some games, which is always a win.
Which we'll probably talk about soon here.
Yes.
We just like wandered. We made sure we could purchase all of the games that we wanted.
Yep.
We unfortunately didn't get Furnace.
We did play Furnace though. Benita taught us Furnace that day.
Yeah. Jazz came in clutch because he brought his copy
That's
from
true.
I think Gen Con that he had bought.
I think
he didn't actually buy it from PAX.
Oh, I thought he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you, Jazz.
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of kind of loose ends saying goodbyes. We also went for dinner that evening with Roberto and Kate. Sheer boredom. They're absolutely amazing. Roberto's one of the best humans we know.
Oh my god.
And it was just such a good experience to just unwind and be like, how did your convention go? What did you focus to? And we've been chatting with them forever online, so it was so amazing to connect and actually share that experience too.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and again, like, we just immediately clicked. It was just so natural, and it just felt so good, and like, Roberto and I have a lot of similar hobbies, and it was just like, seamless, and I really appreciated it, and yeah.
And then we ended off the last day with going back to the hotel and just spending some time with Jeff and Jamie. And we played quite a few games. We played The Key, we played Flapjack, Flip Out, and Savannah Park. And we just chatted, really reflecting the experience. And we have surprisingly so much in common. And it was
let's not say surprisingly.
No one has anything in common with us. We're weird.
I guess like just to tie that back to like Jeff and Jamie, Foster the Meeple, like we're super grateful that we were able to meet them. First off, it gave us like it gave us a rock to like lean on, because we both knew we were in the similar situations.
In it together.
Yeah.
Well, before you get too far into it, maybe let's talk about our 3 highlights from PAX U. Is that a good transition there? Yeah. So top 3 highlights. Go.
Top 3 highlights.
This is very hard.
Oh my goodness. Can we get like a 2 hours later on the screen, please?
Okay, well, I'll go then.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so I have 3 kind of big highlights. Okay. So my number 3, in no particular order, because there's literally, I can go on forever and ever. I think my overall highlight is just the people that we met. It was so amazing to have those one-on-one connections, and literally with everybody we met, we were able to build that relationship, and they can be a highlight in its own. There's so many interactions in the hallway that were like 10-minute conversations that just left a footprint on my heart, and it was so wonderful and so kind.
It was crazy. It was so awesome to see how friendly everybody was. Yeah.
This is very hard. I don't know how to choose. I think one of them was just the games. It was amazing to learn and demo new games because it was so cool to see the publishers in their element to be like, this is a new game coming up, this is how it is, and just selling it to us, and also really selling it to us because we loved it. We're like, this is so cool. I want to play this immediately, but it's not out till next year. Dang it. The second experience was just we started this. I looked up so much to Monique and Naveen from Before You Play, and it was just amazing to meet them. And we actually had food on various occasions, and it felt really cool that we're just both people, all people, and we all have dogs. We all have shared interests. We're just able to connect on a really great level, and I think that's something that really stuck with me, as with anybody else. The other highlight was Isaac and Lindsay from Rose Gauntlet. We've spent so much time with them over the weekend, and they're just amazing. The games that they make, the ideas, the creative minds, the laughter,
the energy.
My favorite highlight was from them was we stayed up very late, and at some point, folks at a table over, like, we're gonna learn Anachrony at
midnight, 12:30.
So Lindsay's never played, and a lot of folks haven't played. And then right before we were leaving around like 2ish, and Lindsay proceeded to describe to us what Anachrony was, and it was the funniest moment. I think I was belly laughing, I was crying, I could not contain myself, and there's no way I can do justice but that was amazing.
Yeah, also not too sure if it was the fact that we were really tired or
mix of everything. Yeah. And I think my another huge highlight for us was just meeting Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Meeple. They're just such incredible humans. Your highlights.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I will do a chronological order, I think. What it ends up being. So, on the first day of the convention, we wanted to go get Lost Ruins of Arnak expansion. There ended up being a way more copies than I thought there would be, as there was hints that there wasn't going to be many. But we get there, we were going to go to the media room. We had walked over with Jamie, and I think Jeff was like scrambling around to go pick up some games that they were really looking forward to play. So we get there, we were gonna go to the media room, and then I saw the CGE room, and I was like, no, we just gotta stand here. The lineup is already starting to grow. I don't want to not get this game.
Yes.
So we stood there, and like, it was right at the entrance of PAX, so it was kind of neat to see everybody like wander in and get like, you could see this glow on their face that they were ready for the weekend. So then Jeff came back, and you could see him like basically in the end of the hall, just like running towards us, and it was because Max Table Knots, Emily and Danielle were all there, and they had like noticed us in line, and they had come to say hi, and Jeff like ran over to Max, jumped into his arms, and it was like, in that moment, I think it finally solidified it for me that like, this is what the board game community is about. We're about to just immerse ourselves into this wonderful hobby even further, and we're going to meet so many more amazing people and continue to grow those relationships. So it was just unreal to see. We'd not met Max in person, and we had played games with him, and that was a blast. Brew was hilarious, but just to like meet them in person was just such a grateful thing. And I'm gonna say it and probably continue to name drop all these people, but we met so many fantastic people during like the whole weekend. Okay, my second highlight, I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday when we played Doodle Dash in Riverside.
Friday.
With a giant group. Okay. And there was like, I don't think like 12 or 13 of us or something like that. And we're like, oh well, we could try some first look games, and then we went over to Doodle Dash and Riverside. Since me and Ilya had both already played it, we had like split up into two groups, and then Ilya taught Doodle Dash to some folks, and I taught Doodle Dash to the rest of the folks.
Simultaneous play.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so cool because like never in my mind did I like picture both of us veering off into different groups to like basically teach a game. And then also, it just felt so good once we got going with the games, because Doodle Dash, for those folks who don't know, is basically like, I'll say it's just one but with drawing, and then I'll leave it at that. But it was so fun to play. Everybody like had great funny drawings, and it was just a really, really good time. And then of course we got to play Riverside, which is a roll and write, and we love roll and writes here at Kovray. And again, we both got to teach
it as well,
and it just it
fun.
felt really great. So my third one, oh my goodness, I don't know what my third one is. There's so many. Okay, it's a tie, I think, between the big gay dinner and the Sunday night that we spent just hanging out with Jeff and Jamie.
Those were both very good.
Yeah. So I just like loved getting to meeting everybody, and then really seeing like the strides forward in like the inclusion and diversity piece, and getting to like not only just meet content creators, but also designers, publishers, like folks that were part of the industry as a whole. So it was very nice to do that at the Big Gay Dinner. The food was great. The venue that we were at was amazing. The people were amazing. Like, I could just go on. And
10 out of 10 experience.
Yes, and I got to make an ornament that everybody signed, so now it's hanging on our tree. And then, of course, with Jamie and Jeff, like, it was just so, it was almost like a full circle, because we had initially met them, and then we were ending the convention with them. So it was nice to see, like, even just through those 4 days, like, how our friendship had evolved, how much we really did have in common, and then Jazz came by, and like, my heart was so full, like, I was so grateful.
Lots of hugs and lots of warm moments, for sure.
I didn't even talk about any of the games besides Riverside and Doodle Dash, but that's because I was here for the experience. Okay, those would be my highlights. Obviously, we could continue to talk about this.
No. Literally, this can be a 6-hour video.
Yeah. But the real question is, would we do it again?
Abso-freaking-lutely we would.
Yeah, hands down, no question about it.
I think
it was amazing.
Yeah, let's book flights for next year. We're ready. But I think overall it was just such an amazing experience of combining our passion for games to these relationships that we were able to meet and just that shared experience. Like there's so many laughs, there's so many, oh, I didn't know I did that. So many close games. There was just like being centered around games, but also having that adjacency to people was just incredible.
Yeah, that shared interest definitely like projectiled everything else that was happening that weekend as well. And it was just like nice to see those friendships blossom, grow, and hopefully continue to grow. Yeah. Would we do anything differently the next time we go?
I don't think a ton. I think for me, one thing I didn't do that I wanted to do is I actually didn't attend any of the panels or any of like the Grand Hall shows. But I do want to go to a couple just to experience that side of a convention. But other than that, I think we did a really good job at balancing like playing games, meetings, relationships, food, hanging out, just kind of all of it. So I think we did a pretty good job our first time around.
Yeah, I think for our first time around, we did a pretty good job. I think the next time around, I would much rather focus on the playing of the games. Because I really wanted to, that whole weekend, I really wanted to get like a heavy meaty game to the table, and I wouldn't say I got a super heavy game to the table. We got like a couple medium weight games to the table, which was really nice. That's not the point. What I was trying to say is
more games.
I would like to play more games, but I think the reason we didn't get to a lot of the games this time around was because we were meeting all these people for the very first time. And that, not that it consumed a lot of time, but it took a lot of energy, and we wanted to go do a lot of other things with these folks because at the end of the day, we can play board games with them whenever we see them because we know that it's a shared interest.
Well, and I think too, like it was tough too because a lot of times we met people, it was a larger group.
Oh,
and a lot of the like games that we would want to play are like 4-player games, so we're not going to be like, you two, over here, let's do this. Yeah. But I think also like now that we've done it once, I think we definitely can divide and conquer, and maybe I think this time we are very nervous, so we are sticking together the whole time. Yeah, the most was that when we separated to teach games, but that was really fun.
Yeah, we were teaching the exact same game.
we were we could see each other. We're close.
But I agree with you. I think I saw that at the end of the weekend that we were starting to get a little bit more comfortable with that too. So yeah, good call. Okay, are there any other games or experiences and purchases that are worth mentioning in this video?
No, but what we'll do is we'll tell you about the top 5 games that we saw at PAX U that we really enjoyed and that we think are like the next upcoming cool games.
Right now?
No, we're doing that later.
Yeah,
a separate video.
We're doing a separate video for that.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, what do you mean?
Yeah, but I think one thing I'll say was one of the coolest things is Cephalofair announced that they're doing miniatures for all of their games, which is the coolest. We love Gloomhaven.
And I may or may not start painting minis.
That is true. He got convinced over the convention. Other than that, there's so many things that we missed that we could talk about.
Yeah.
But we won't, so ask us in the comments and maybe we'll share more of a story in the comments.
Yeah, well, maybe what we'll do is also put like a link, or not a link to everybody's social, but like a power list of people that we met.
Power list.
Yeah. Because
which
these people
will likely miss
powerful
people as well.
Yes.
So apologies.
Yeah. But because there was so many people that we were so excited to meet, and you guys are all amazing folks. Like, we're just so happy that we're part of this community.
You're also probably wondering what games we bought or acquired throughout the convention. Well, here they are. We're not going to carry them over here because that's a lot of work, so we'll show you a picture. Very excited for a lot of these. Got some rolling rates, got some expansions. Yeah.
And some of the games there that we didn't purchase, it's because we've got like Kickstarters on the way, and to be totally fair, we had no idea we were going to be able to go to this convention.
This was a little bit last minute.
Yeah.
But so
yeah.
And that is the long-winded way of saying we had a great time at our first convention.
It was absolutely amazing. We love everybody that we met, and we cannot wait to do it again.
Yeah, but I'm ready. As soon as I came back, I'm like, I feel sad because I just want to hang out with people and play more games. And I'm also very tired and my feet hurt.
It's also just so nice to know that like we have a shared interest with so many different
There's
people.
a community out there that's wonderful.
Exactly.
But lots of love to everybody that we absolutely met. And if you didn't get a chance to say hi, we're going to be at many more conventions down the road.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted as we grow Our empire. Just kidding. It's our wonderful little community that we have a lot of love for.
Yes. Okay, so quick, like flash minute of upcoming plans, holidays, what people can expect. Let's toss that out there in this video, and then
So over the holidays, Tyler and I are gonna sit down and basically plan for the next year what we want to accomplish. But what you're gonna see soon is a top 10 games of 2021, which we're gonna have such a fun time picking because that's very easy to pick.
Yeah, last year we did a top 5, I think.
No, we did.
No, we did a top 10.
But
we did it collect. Oh no, we didn't do it collectively either. Oh my goodness.
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, then we're gonna do top 5 games that we saw at PAX U that are up and coming, that are the hot new games. So that's exciting. And then a similar video, which might have some overlap, is we're gonna do top 10 of upcoming games of 2021 as well.
Yes.
2022.
Yeah.
So,
anticipated games.
Yeah. So there's some lists that are coming down the line. We'll still be doing our Check It Out series on a weekly basis, showcasing various games to you.
I'm excited for the new year.
Well, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you in the next one.
Check.
Bye.
Do our links. Do the whole YouTube thing. Don't
right.
forget.
Okay, can't buy.
But
if
also,
you liked this video, hit that thumbs up. Press that subscribe button. And maybe even hit that bell notification because we've got a lot of videos coming up over the holidays that we hope you'll enjoy.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, you wonderful humans, and we will see you later.
This time I can say bye.